Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes, biology session, story of microorganisms. In the last class we have studied about the microorganisms and their uses and introduction about the harmful microorganisms. So in this video more details about the harmful microorganisms we will see. What are harmful microorganisms? Why the microorganisms are considered as harmful? So now let us learn about some of the microorganisms that are harmful to us. The microorganisms can cause diseases in crop plants, livestock, and also in human beings. They also spoil the food, clothes, and many other things. Disease causing microorganisms in human beings, more about we are going to discuss. So here, what is a disease? The disease causing microorganisms in human pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. So it is called contamination. Contamination of air, water, and food can lead to diseases. When the air, water, and food are contaminated with pathogens, disease causing organisms, then there is a chance of these diseases. They can also get transmitted by direct contact with an infected person or carried through an animal. The microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, and food or by physical contact, they are called communicable diseases or infectious diseases. The diseases which spread from infected people to healthy ones are known as communicable diseases. These get spread through air, water, food, or through physical contact of infected person, or through the insects like house flies. See here, the modes of transmissions are given here. The mode of transmission of the disease, how the diseases transmit. The modes of transmission of diseases can be divided into two categories. One is direct contact and second one is indirect contact. In the direct contact, either droplet spread or direct contact with the infected person. Okay, direct physical contact. And indirect contact means either airborne, vehicle borne, or vector borne. Vector borne means it may be mechanical or biological. So for example, biological, through insects, if the disease spread, the insects like houseflies and mosquitoes. Okay, some common cold, conjunctivitis, eye conjunctivitis, typhoid, smallpox, chickenpox, swine flu, corona, tuberculosis, and some other. So these are some of the communicable diseases. Okay, the insects or the animals that carry disease causing organisms are called vectors. Okay, or carriers. See here. So here how the disease spread through animals, okay, through surgical items, so the poultry, through injection through the mouth. So these are the sources. So direct contact with the hand or by using infected needles, or by the pathogen may enter through injury or by the bite of insect. Okay, these are all infectious diseases. There is a chance of spread of the disease from infected person to healthy person by any means, by any route. Okay, the microorganisms, harmful microorganisms, communicable diseases. The communicable diseases include cholera, common cold, chickenpox, and tuberculosis. When a person suffering from common cold sneezes, the fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air. The virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing. Okay, here like this. See, through feces, the excreta of infected person. If the sanitation is not proper, these vectors like house flies, they alight on the surface of that feces, and again they may alight on water or the food which we eat. Through sanitation, the routes of infection here given through water, through ingestion, it may reach the respiratory tract. RTI, respiratory tract infections. ITI, intestinal tract infections. These two takes place by means of direct contact. They are waterborne, water washed. Sanitation, the fecal oral non-bacterial infections, the excreta related insect vectors. So new route water, if it is not cleaned properly, if it is not sterilized, sterilized means boiled and cooled, then during the seasonal changes, the spread of this communicable disease is very high. The harmful microorganisms, there are some insects and animals which acts as carriers of disease causing microbes. Okay, they are called vectors. What are vectors? Some insects and animals carry the disease causing microorganisms. They are called vectors. Okay, for example, housefly is one of the such carriers, worst insect. The flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta or feces, and the pathogens stick to their bodies, and when these flies alight or sit on uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. Okay, here housefly and sissy fly, these two are given. So the housefly spread typhoid and tuberculosis, cholera, and diarrhea. Okay, so these are widely spread by these house flies. This is the favorable season. Next, the harmful microbes, mosquito. How the mosquitoes, whoever eats the contaminated food is likely to get sick. So it is advisable to always keep the food covered and avoid consuming uncovered food materials, to avoid that contamination of foodborne diseases. To control the disease by contamination of food, the food material must be consumed when it is warm, and it must be covered properly with the lids, or some insect repellents can be used. So another example of the carriers is the mosquitoes, female Anopheles mosquito, and the Aedes mosquito. The female Anopheles mosquito, which carries the parasite of malaria, Plasmodium. The Plasmodium is a parasite which causes malaria. The Aedes mosquito acts as a carrier of dengue virus. Okay, the female Anopheles mosquito carries Plasmodium and thus it is a vector. The mosquitoes are the vectors of other diseases as well. By controlling this mosquito, we can prevent the diseases caused by them. The mosquitoes actually they breed on stagnant water. We should be careful. We should not let the water collect anywhere in our surroundings, including the leftover waste pots or even waste flower pots or tires or bowls or refrigerators, air conditioners, whatever it may be. If water is stagnant, there is a chance of breeding. They become the breeding stations of these mosquitoes. So we should take care of our surroundings and we must be careful by preventing. We can prevent these mosquito-borne diseases by using mosquito repellents and the mosquito nets. Okay. Okay, children. Let us go through certain diseases which are some common diseases caused by microorganisms to human beings. Tuberculosis. The tuberculosis, or it is TB, it is caused by bacteria. The mode of transmission is by through air. So preventive measures, the airborne and waterborne diseases. Measles, caused by virus. Mumps, it is also caused by virus through airborne. Chicken pox, caused by the virus, airborne or direct contact. Polio, it is also caused by the virus, by airborne or waterborne. So in order to prevent the measures which to be taken to protect ourselves from this microbial diseases, keep the patient in complete isolation. Keep the personal belongings of the patient away from those of the others, and the vaccination to be given at suitable age. So prevention is better than cure. So vaccination is a preventive measure which can prevent the harmful diseases caused by, especially the viral diseases can be prevented by taking vaccines. Next, cholera and typhoid. These two are bacterial diseases which are caused by the mode of transmission of these diseases, water and food contamination. Okay, water and food, it is in our hands to protect ourselves. Whenever the seasonal changes occur, during that period we have to drink the water which is boiled and cooled. Okay, and housefly acts as a vector for these two diseases, cholera and typhoid. So personal hygiene and the good sanitary habits, and consume boiled and drinking water to avoid these diseases. The next, hepatitis B. It is also a dreadful disease caused by the virus, by the contamination of water. Drink boiled and cool water, and the vaccination is the solution for this hepatitis B. Malaria. Malaria is caused by the parasite, protozoan parasite, It is transmitted by the mosquitoes, female Anopheles mosquitoes. So we can prevent the malaria, use the mosquito net and mosquito repellents, spray the insecticides and control breeding of these mosquitoes by not allowing the water to collect in the surroundings, or by preventing the stagnant water, okay, by treating the stagnant water with these insecticides we can control the breeding of these mosquitoes and the spread of the disease. Next, another disease like recently the dengue fever, the dengue virus, it is caused by the mosquitoes. So same precautions we have to avoid the mosquitoes. Chikungunya is also another viral disease caused by this mosquito bite. So Japanese encephalitis, it is also brain fever, the disease is, it is caused by the virus, encephalitis virus, so by mosquito bite. Even filaria or elephantiasis, it is caused by female Culex mosquito bite. Okay, so mosquitoes, house flies, they act as vector for many diseases. So by preventing, by controlling the population of these mosquitoes and the house flies, we can protect ourselves. So we have to take some precautions, that is protecting ourselves from this contamination of the food and the bite of these insects. Okay, hygiene is very, very important. So hygiene is a subject which deals with how to maintain the health. So whenever we touch a new object or before eating the food, you must and should wash your hands properly. Next, the disease causing microorganisms in plants. The microorganisms not only cause diseases in animals, there are several microorganisms which cause diseases in plants also. The plants like cereal crops, commercial crops, all types of the crop plants are affected by these microorganisms. Okay, certain important crops like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple and other crops are affected with these microbial diseases. So if these diseases occur to the crop, they reduce the yield, so a lot of loss. They can be controlled by use of certain the chemicals which kill these microbes. So the diseases in our crops, crop plants, must be studied to save our crops. So let us see the certain crops which are affected here. See the table. Certain important crops affected with the disease. Citrus canker. Citrus canker is a disease caused to the citrus crop by bacteria Xanthomonas citri. It causes this citrus canker. It is a airborne transmission. So lemons, you will see the spots on the lemons due to this attack of the bacteria. The quality of the lemon is reduced, so there is no market value for the lemons and the citrus fruits which are affected with this disease, citrus canker. Next, rust of wheat. In wheat plant, a fungal disease, Puccinia graminis, is the fungus which cause rust of wheat. So mainly the leaves are affected. It is airborne and seedborne. So fungicides can be sprayed. For bacteria, bactericides or antibiotics can be sprayed to avoid or to prevent the disease. And next, yellow vein mosaic disease caused in the okra or bendi. It is a viral disease. It is carried by the insects. Okay. So disease resistant varieties can be used for in order to avoid the viral diseases. Proper seed can be selected, which is hybrid, which is resistant to the diseases, can be selected under the supervision of the agriculture officers. If a farmer take the precautions, then high yield can be produced in the crop. Okay. Next, another disease, red rot of sugarcane. Sugarcane crop is often affected by a fungi, that is a red rot in sugarcane. Okay. Next, another disease like in groundnut, there is one common disease called ticca disease in groundnut. The ticca disease in groundnut is also caused by fungi, and it is also air and seed borne disease. So proper seed can be selected to avoid this ticca disease in groundnut. And another disease in the commercial crop, tobacco plant, tobacco mosaic disease. It is caused by TMV virus, tobacco mosaic virus. It is also spread by insects. And another smut disease of rice. Rice is attacked by the fungus and cause this smut disease. It is also airborne. So disease resistant varieties can be selected to avoid most of the diseases in plants. Okay. Local areas, resistant varieties must be selected. Next, food poisoning. So sometimes you might have listened or read in the newspapers also that some people were hospitalized due to food poisoning. The food poisoning could be due to the consumption of spoiled food, or some microorganisms produce the toxic substances in the spoiled food. These toxic substances make the food poisonous. Taking that stale food means poisonous. Food poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms. The microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce the toxic substances. These make the food poisonous, causing serious illness and even sometimes death also. So it is very important that we preserve the food to prevent it from being spoiled. Okay. The taking of this stale food may lead to vomitings. So there are certain symptoms are there. So vomitings, motions, even death. Cooked food spoil in less time than the raw food. Okay, here the symptoms are given. See, abdominal pain, diarrhea, motions, fever, nausea and vomitings, running nose, and even malaise, means the total becoming dizziness. Okay, this dizziness, so sometimes even heartburn, chills and heat is produced in the body. Okay, so we must be careful while choosing the food whether it is good or not. The texture of the food and the flavor of the food, sometimes mere smelling only we can identify that food is not fresh. Okay, so always consume the food when it is fresh and that is cooked properly. Okay, proper method of cooking must be selected to maintain the nutrients in the food. Okay, children, here the food preservation techniques are also there. So many methods like pasteurization method to preserve the milk. What is pasteurization? Milk is heated up to 70 degrees centigrade for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. This method was introduced by Louis Pasteur. So this method is called as a pasteurization, okay, storage and packing of the food. It prevents the spoiling of the food. Food can be preserved for long period by proper preservation. The quality of the food is ensured for a long time, and variety of the food items may be available in faraway places, and in the off seasons also we can get the food. Okay, so different methods which you studied already in your lower classes, methods of preservation of the food. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel.